What's up, guys? Most of the greatest NFL quarterbacks to ever live won a Super Bowl, and even some of the ones that missed out on the ring, such as Dan Marino and Donovan McNabb, at least got to experience what it was like to play on the grandest stage on the planet. However, some great quarterbacks never even got the chance to play in the Super Bowl, let alone win one. Some of them got so close to punching in a ticket, but others didn't even come anywhere close to it. I'm Jason Biondo, and today we present the 10 best NFL quarterbacks that never played in the Super Bowl. And don't forget to subscribe and put on your notifications. We post videos like this every single day, so you can watch us all the time, every day, all day, whatever you want to do. And also go follow myself and Total Pro Sports on social media for some amazing content that will change your life. It'll change your, literally, if you go follow us, it's gonna change your life, I promise. I don't promise, but go follow us. And a huge shout out to Aaron Basye, I think that's how you say it, for suggesting this video. Thanks, Aaron. My knee. Just a quick note before we start, we excluded quarterbacks who played before the Super Bowl era was introduced. So we're not including any active quarterbacks because they're all technically, they still have time to reach a Super Bowl, you get what I'm saying? Just don't ruin us in the comments. Number 10, Archie Manning. The father of Super Bowl champions and Canton-bound quarterbacks Peyton and Eli Manning, he really carved out quite the career. Archie Manning gave the New Orleans Saints franchise something to cheer for in the 1970s, reaching 2 Pro Bowls despite having a very lackluster supporting cast around him. Manning was one of the top all-around pocket passers of the 1970s, but he never really came close to the Super Bowl. Even a couple of seasons for both the Houston Oilers and Minnesota Vikings didn't really change his fortunes. But hey, at least Eli and Peyton won a Super Bowl. Bet he's a proud dad. Number 9, Vinny Testaverde. Drafted first overall by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Vinny didn't quite live up to the expectations there. But he did have fine seasons with the Browns, Ravens, and Jets, even being named to 2 Pro Bowls in his career. Testaverde tossed 275 touchdowns and 46,233 passing yards in his career, but a Super Bowl appearance wasn't meant to be. The closest Testaverde got to a Super Bowl, the 1998 AFC Championship game with the Jets, but they lost to John Elway's Denver Broncos. John Elway, why do you have to ruin everything for the Jets? Testaverde bounced around teams as a backup late in his career, but sadly, it never really led to a Super Bowl appearance. Number 8, Dave Krieg. He was never drafted, but put on quite a clinic as QB of the Seattle Seahawks. He played with the organization from 1980 to 1991, leading the team to the playoffs 4 times. This trip included the 1983 AFC Championship game, though he fell short to the Los Angeles Raiders. And had a brief stop in Kansas City, where he was Joe Montana's backup. The Chiefs reached the 1993 AFC Championship game, but fell to the Buffalo Bills. But the Bills didn't win. Sorry, Bills. You just don't win. He retired after the 98 season, and the Titans figuratively reached Super Bowl 34 the following year. It was a losing effort to the Rams, but that sucks. That's really awful. But I mean, he had a good career at least. Number 7, Randall Cunningham. Considered by many to be the first true dual threat quarterback, Randall Cunningham dazzled with his great arm and lightning fast runs. As a 4-time Pro Bowler, Cunningham played with the Philadelphia Eagles from 1985 to 1995. They made the playoffs 5 times during the span, but only went as far as the divisional round. Cunningham later joined the Vikings and led a record-breaking offense in 1998 with the star wideouts Chris Carter and Randy Moss. The Vikings won 15 games and they reached the NFC Championship game, but they lost to the Atlanta Falcons in overtime. That sucks. Cunningham had stops in Dallas and Baltimore, but he didn't really come close to a Super Bowl with either of the franchises. 1998 was his real chance with the Vikings, and they fell short. Number 6, Michael Vick. All right, now with all due respect to Cunningham, Michael Vick is probably the greatest rushing quarterback of all time. I mean, not maybe not the greatest, but he's really, really good. Drafted first overall by the Falcons in 2001, Vick didn't need long to turn the franchise around. The 4-time Pro Bowler led Atlanta to a pair of playoff appearances. They reached the 2004 NFC Championship game, but lost to the Eagles by a score of 27-10. Vick missed all of 2007 and 2008 because of the disgusting dogfighting scandal, but he signed with the Eagles in 2009 and led them to an NFC East Division title in 2010, but the Green Bay Packers eliminated them in the wild card round. Vick had stops with the Jets because the Jets love everyone's leftovers, and Pittsburgh Steelers as a backup, but in 2015 it was his last season in the NFL and it ended without a Super Bowl appearance. Number 5, Carson Palmer. If you looked up the definition of inconsistent, Carson Palmer's name would be right there. Thing is, the numbers speak for themselves. 294 touchdowns and 46,247 career passing yards. That's not bad. The 3-time Pro Bowler played on some talented Cincinnati Bengals Bengals teams. They won the AFC North in 2005 and 2009, but the Bengals were eliminated in the wild card round both years. A trade to the Oakland Raiders in 2011 didn't do much, but Bruce Arians revived Palmer's career following a trade to Arizona in 2013. Sadly, Palmer tore his ACL during a super promising 2014 season, crushing Arizona's championship hopes. A year later, Palmer got Arizona to the NFC Championship game, but they fell 49-15 to the Carolina Panthers. Aw, sorry, Palmer. Palmer had 2 more frustrating seasons in Arizona before retiring after the 2017 season. He came close in 2015, but that was it. Maybe he'll win a Super Bowl as a coach one day, just not as a player. Number 4, Tony Romo. Romo, what up, dude? He truly was a polarizing athlete during his career. Love or hate the guy, there's no denying. He's one of the very best that never came close to the title. It doesn't help that he often underperformed in the big games, but he was named to 4 Pro Bowls. Romo led Dallas to the playoffs in 2006, 7, 9, and 14. Dallas would only win 2 playoff games under Romo's belt, and on top of that, they lost win or go home Week 17 games in 2008, 11, and 12, and they were essential playoff games for the Cowboys, but they just didn't pull through. Romo's botched field goal snap versus Seattle in the 2006 wildcard round will never be forgotten. Mind you, he and the Cowboys got screwed by the Dez Bryant didn't catch it rule in the 2014 NFC divisional round. Yeah, that was some BS. He caught it. Romo's 2015 and 2016 seasons were lost because of injuries. He retired in 2017 and joined the CBS NFL broadcast booth. He's killing it now. He's doing good. Good for him. That's what every athlete does after their career, or at least wants to do. They want to be a broadcaster. They just got to make money. They have families. Oh, and if you didn't know this, his 97.1 passer rating is the best ever for a QB that didn't play in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl, I mumbled, whatever. Number 3, Roman Gabriel. The LA Rams legend was one of the greatest pocket passers of the 60s and 70s. Unfortunately, some of his prime years were before the very first Super Bowl took place in 1967. Gabriel won the 1969 NFL MVP award and led the league in passing touchdowns twice. However, the 4-time Pro Bowler never got to a Super Bowl. So sad. The Rams never won a playoff game under Gabriel's watch, losing a pair of conference championship games. Gabriel played for the Eagles from 1973 to 77, but they never made it to the playoffs. But they won a Super Bowl last year. Nick Foles. Nick Foles getting free drinks the rest of his life in Philly. Number 2, Dan Fouts. You kids know Fouts as a color commentator on CBS. He's also a Hall of Fame quarterback who lacked the excellent supporting cast that other great quarterbacks had. Fouts spent his whole career with the San Diego Chargers, which lasted from 1973 to 87. The Chargers only made the playoffs 4 times in that span. 4 times. That's it. Fouts led the Chargers to the 1980 and 1981 AFC Championship games, but they lost to the Raiders and Bengals respectively after the 1982 season. Fouts never experienced the playoffs again. But don't worry, Fouts. Philip Rivers knows what it's like to play for the same franchise and have a career wasted because of his supporting cast. Number 1, Warren Moon. A legend in both the CFL and NFL, Warren Moon was one of the most exciting and dominant quarterbacks of his time. There was no stopping Moon when he was on his game. Moon had 291 career touchdown passes and 49,325 passing yards. He was named to 9 Pro Bowls and won the 1990 Offensive Player of the Year. He's a legend. He's a beast. He should be number 1. That's crazy. How did they not win a Super Bowl? That's not fair. I'm jealous. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why, because he's a legend. That's why. Moon led the Houston Oilers to the playoffs every year from 1987 to 1993. They couldn't even reach a conference championship game, though. How is that possible? You go to the playoffs, but you can't make the conference. Like, what? Moon would make stops in Minnesota, Kansas City, and Seattle. No Super Bowl at any of those locations. Although he did win 5 CFL Grey Cup championships, so there's like something. Am I right? I guess so. What other great quarterbacks never played in a Super Bowl? Join us in the comment section below. If you like this video, give it a like. Click the button. Click it. Click, 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 click. It helps us out a lot. It really does. We really appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate you if you like the button. If you don't, I still like it. It's cool. Whatever. If this is your first time coming around TPS, subscribe. It's a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. Every day. Videos. So subscribe. It's right there. Right below you. Just see that little red thing? Click it. But as always, thanks for watching. I'm Jason Biondo, and I'll see you later.
My knee.